All right, everybody, welcome back to the #1 television program in the history of the entire universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown, all three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Devil Colony by James Rollins. This is one of his Sigma Force novels. I think it's Sigma Force number 7 or 8. I don't remember which. I think there's about 18 books in the series as of now. I love these books. They're sort of conspiracy theory, Da Vinci Code-esque adventure novels. Really cool. This one, I'm going to tell you, probably my favorite one so far. And we will get into why it's my favorite one, and you'll see why I specifically was drawn to this one as I talk about some of the subject matter that's in this book. And oh my God, is there a crap ton of different types of plot and conspiracy that he has jam-packed into one little novel here. Well, it's not little, it's like 700 pages. Anyway, so let's talk about the cover first, because you know I love graphic design and cover illustration. I like this cover a lot. I like the black font of the Devil Colony. I like the Jefferson Memorial, a place which I've been. All of it looks pretty cool. It just looks really nice on the shelf. It matches up with the rest of the books in the series. Okay, so this came out in 2011. Now there is a map inside. You know I love books with maps. It's just a simple map of the United States, but it's got a few key things on it that are pertinent to the book. So, what's the book about? Well, it starts out talking about Thomas Jefferson and Thomas Jefferson's fascination with the Native Americans, his collection of Native American artifacts that were in Monticello, or Monticello as I like to say. It talks about Jefferson and him sending Lewis and Clark out on their expedition, and what, pray tell, was that expedition really all about? Maybe history is wrong. Maybe they had an ulterior motive for going out into the West, Lewis and Clark. We shall find out. It also talks about the Trumbull painting of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And if you've seen that big painting, you know, the artist tried to fit every character that signed the Declaration of Independence into that painting. But he put 5 extra people in there. Who were those 5 extra people? Why were they in the painting? They are unnamed. We'll also talk a lot about nanotechnology, which is found in virtually everything we use, from sunscreen to baby products. I mean, it's just everywhere. We talk about Mormon scripture, all these conspiracies, all of this stuff. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so the prologue is set in 1779 in Kentucky. There is something discovered, strange and deadly, in an archaeological dig in 1779. Just a weird thing. And then we jump to present day Utah. We start in Utah, and this is where this book really I'll edit that out. This is where this book really captured my attention, is because we start out in present day Utah, in the Uinta Mountains, which I've been to. I live near them. 2 teenagers venture into a secret and sacred and haunted Native American Ute cave in the Uinta Mountains. They've been told to stay out of these mountains. They've been told to stay out of these caves. They've been told that if anybody enters those caves, the destruction of the world will happen. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even know there was stuff like that in Utah. Okay, and so then we go to what they find in the cave is 100 mummified bodies. And I'm spoiling anything, because most of this information is on the back here. They find 100 mummified bodies. I will just say a disaster happens, and then enter Sigma Force, you know, Painter Crow, Gray, Monk. There's a new character, kind of this assassin. I think her name was Seekin or something like that. Cool character. Anyway, enter Painter Crow, who is half Native American himself. And off we go to find out all about all of this stuff. How does Thomas Jefferson, how does the Lewis and Clark, how does Thomas Jefferson, the Lewis and Clark adventure, nanotechnology, the painting of the Declaration of Independence, Book of Mormon scripture, Joseph Smith, the leader of the Mormon Church, Mormon doctrine specifically involving Native Americans. How does this all wrap into this massive conspiracy? And who exactly is the Devil Colony? I was so interested in this because some of our characters end up in Iceland, some of them end up in Virginia and Kentucky, and some of them, the main plot takes place in Utah, which I love, specifically on BYU campus, which is the college I went to. So now not only are we dealing with conspiracies involving the Mormon Church, which is the church I grew up in, but also Brigham Young University, BYU, which was the campus, the college that I went to, and the Uinta Mountains, which are the mountains I drive in all the time. And all I gotta say about any of it, all of it combined, is you don't want to live anywhere near a hot springs ever. Ever. You never want to live near a hot springs. Like the Yellowstone geysers, any hot spring that's anywhere on the planet, you don't want to live near it, which is crazy because I grew up in Sevier County, Utah. My parents' house right now, the house that I'm going to be going, that I go to Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas dinners at, is literally about 100 yards away from the most famous hot springs in Utah, Mystic Hot Springs, which just means that the whole place is going to blow up at any moment. Because hot springs, the reason the water is hot, people, the reason the water is hot in a hot spring is because it is being heated by the molten magma that is boiling just mere feet under the surface of that hot spring. And people build houses right on top of that. Oh my God, my parents. I grew up in a house right on top. Fucking volcano. If you live anywhere near a hot spring, according to this book, oh my God. And he goes into James Rollins goes into the details of what happens when a hot spring actually turns into a volcano. And holy, you got to get out of there. Parent, sell your house, parent. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't even think I can visit my mom and dad anymore. They live on top of a hot spring. Sevier County, Utah is underneath a volcano. It's where I grew up, where I went to high school. It's only a matter of time. They all blow up eventually. The big Yellowstone, we're talking about the Lewis and Clark adventure, how they came within 40 miles of Yellowstone on their adventure, and they were told don't go down there because the hot springs are up. It's like and if the Yellowstone hot springs blow, oh my God, I don't want to go into a lot of the details of these conspiracies because a lot of them, like I said, involve Mormon Church, Mormon scripture specifically, Mormon prophecy, especially as it involves the Native Americans and the Hebrews from the Middle East and a whole bunch of things. I don't want to get into it because I want you to discover all of the cool things that this guy compiled into this book. This is a mishmash of about 10 really cool conspiracy theories and 10 really interesting things about history that you don't know, and then 10 other scientific phenomena that are just deadly. All of it combined into this one book, and I think it's just the best one of the whole group of Sigma Force novels. This is just bloody brilliant. It's almost perfect. I love the characters. I loved all of the plot threads and all of the different things these characters were discovering along their way about the things that they were trying to navigate. And it just was a gripping adventure too. There's a lot of explosions, there's a lot of gunfights, there's a lot of assassins, there's a lot of just things. There's a lot of gold. I mean, Fort Knox, golden plates, um, interesting Hebrew writing puzzle things. I can't get over how much this is one of my favorite reads of the year. I zoomed through this. I absolutely loved it, and so I'm giving The Devil Colony, um, 10 out of 10.